Okay, hello, welcome back to another game of chess. Now, today I'm playing Alekhine's defense against e4. I'm in a very strange setting here. Effectively, I went to the public library at midnight to sit outside and use their Wi-Fi to play an O'Sullivan gambit, apparently. Hell yeah. Now, hopefully, if you've seen this video, it probably means I didn't get mugged. They accept our O'Sullivan gambit, let's go. But with my absolutely bulging pecs, I am probably going to be able to absolutely destroy any possible assailant. So, they go all the way back. Also, if there's a bit of wind noise in this video, hopefully it's just adds to the ambient aesthetic of what's going on here. But they go all the way back. So our threat, by the way, just to clarify, is queen to a5 after playing c5 here. So if they take, we play queen a5, we hit the bishop, we hit the king, and if you try and block, then we can trade that knight there on c3. But they go all the way back, which means what I'm going to do is choose to take here before they get the chance to play c3, which kind of, reinforces that d-pawn. And they are probably going to take back with the queen, or maybe play knight f3 so that I don't get this tempo eventually. Obviously, we can't play knight c6 immediately because the knight's just going to hang in the center, so I think it makes a lot of sense to just outpost that there. If you do play c4, we can carry on that kind of natural path of the Alekhine knight and back it right up to b6 there. Okay, they play bishop d2. Bishop d2 is interesting. I mean, we clearly get knight c6 with tempo on the queen. I don't really see a good reason not to go for this. We have two knights developed. We are down a pawn, of course, but if you're down a pawn, that means you've got an open file, at least somewhere, and in our case it's the b file, so perhaps we'll be able to have the most active rook on the board, and if they play b3, maybe we go for a5, a4, and try and get some activity with a little minority attack there on the queen side. Hopefully I don't get cancelled for using that term. It is a chess term, I promise. What the hell is queen g4? I can just take this. There's no check. Why have they not defended this pawn? I mean, obviously they couldn't go here, or here in fact. Okay, I mean, hell yeah. Give me that. We got these knights in the center of the board. I will take it. Okay, I don't know what is wrong with my opponent. They seem to have a habit for returning pieces to their original squares. They did it first with the bishop and now with the queen. We have two centralized knights, which frankly makes me feel fantastic about our winning chances here. And I really like the idea of queen to b6, putting pressure on f2 and b2, two very weak squares at the start of the game, especially that f2 square. So they push the pawn to b4. What is my opponent doing? They propose a take back. Let's give them the take back because I think they meant to play b3 there. I highly doubt they meant to play b4. There we go. Okay, fair enough. In many scenarios, I wouldn't give a take back because I am a scumbag. But in this one, I'm feeling generous. I think my opponent has already played weirdly enough to allow me probably quite a lot of potential advantage here. I don't see a way that bishop c5, at least just threatening this, which I think kind of forces knight h3 or maybe queen e2, which I guess comes to tempo on this knight, so it makes more sense. However, it does lock in this bishop. Okay, I'm loving this. I think my opponent's playing the opening quite weirdly. Maybe badly. We could say badly. Is it now possible to go knight g4? Sack the full knight to take here with check? Because we do get to win this knight back in the end. Ooh. And if we go here and you don't take, then that's just more tempo on here, baby. But I guess if knight g4, knight h3, do we have any immediate follow-up? Maybe f3 just follows? Although then we could hop in here. Knight g4, queen takes. The only problem is g7 in the end. We take here with check, they move the king. Fine. We take this, they take here. I have to play rook f8, I think, which is kind of oh, wait, no. I can back it up here. Oh, hit the queen and hold the rook. I love it. We're doing it. All out attack. All out attack. Hell yeah. Yes, please. No bishop e3 for you, my friend. No bishop e3 for you. And if you move this knight, these squares, especially on c3, but also a3 maybe, are going to look extremely exploitable. And to be completely honest, unless you accept this sacrifice, which I don't think leads to a very pleasant position for you, okay, then you'd have had to play knight h3. So check, which might not have been terrible. Maybe play, h5 and try to make some more progress. But check and then winning this knight, I think, with the idea of bishop d4 in the end, hitting the queen and hitting the rook is absolutely insane, honestly. So the king has to move. Honestly, we could pre-move this, so let's do it. Funnily enough, this is a potential fork threat, or at least would force a little bit of it'd force the dark square bishop off the board, which could be a great idea, given that we have this dark square bishop and could really infiltrate around these dark squares here. And I really do think that taking on g7 is just a blunder for my opponent. So in that case, I mean, if they decide to sack the rook, we play queen takes. Then they take here, we get to take this with check. And then probably just play rook f8 and we'd be completely fine. I say completely fine, we'd be completely winning, of course. They play c3. I mean, what a moment to play a move like c3. The hell does that achieve? Okay, I mean, now we can just do this. Also play bishop here, because of course you can't take because of the fork on the king and queen, and we're maybe threatening to take, but then the knight could just recapture, and that's actually kind of what they want. They need some development of the knight. I'm also thinking they might be trying to play king c2 here, but this is just making me excited for some a5, a4 action, I can't lie. If we go kingside castles, bishop h6, it would seem concerning. Oh wait, I've just realized c3 is to guard d4, so that we don't have bishop d4. I see, that's very clever. Well, it's not actually that clever, I'm just a moron for not seeing it earlier. I'm very cold, maybe you can hear a slight shiver in my tone of voice. Okay, knight e3, you have to take. Take with the bishop, you take here. I mean, check. Okay, we're gonna go for this. I think fundamentally, getting this dark square bishop off the board, you know, getting one other thing out of the way of this king, just ready for some attack. It's surely a decent idea at least. And of course, if you take here, we don't have bishop d4 anymore. But we have a check first. You can't block because of the bishop. It does feel like a bad thing to have all these pieces on the back rank, although I haven't done much better. I do think though, I could push the pawn, I could get the bishop out, I could put the rook on the d file, I could push the pawn again. Like, we have some quite pleasant attacking ideas, I think. They do take. Ooh, check. But then they move the king here, attack my bishop. I don't have check because the knight holds. Check. King e2. Am I just losing? I could go check. To which if you block with the pawn, I then do get bishop d4, so that would be fun. And if check, king e2 check, and you don't block with the pawn, if you take my bishop, I guess, is the most important thing. I don't know. I don't think that's a great idea, you know, to hang my bishop. So check here, am I just losing? Maybe. It is very possible. So in fact, I might just have to play rook f8 now. I still do think this king's quite open though, and definitely exploitable, and bishop a6, and you know, rook to d8 or c8. Okay, let's just get a move on and play rook f8, I think. Kind of, you know, hunker down the king a little bit. I still think this king is way more exploitable than mine. I definitely do think I've mishandled this somewhere. Maybe knight e3 wasn't the best move to really maintain the pressure. I think I kind of gave back a tempo to my opponent. Wow. Okay, we see that c3 was multifaceted, and in fact they wanted to put the king on c2. Very interesting, but also very, very exploitable, I think. Do we start with bishop b7 though? I mean, it seems hard to resist. Bishop b7. You could play this. To be fair, I just think developing this bishop so that my rooks are one step closer to being connected just makes sense from that perspective. I think this queen needs like another move to get back in the game. So arguably letting them take on g7, you know, it has distanced this queen from the defense of the king. I don't see a nice easy way for them to. I guess they could go here. I mean, if they pick up another pawn, I feel like that can't possibly be the right priorities to have here. Not when we've got a5, a4 coming, not when we've got like rook c8 coming. If you ever push a4 yourself, then, you know, b3 becomes much weaker. They do take. Wow. So if we can support a bishop here, obviously we're doing very well. Now, I don't think we can do that immediately, but I do think that's another move not developing a piece. So a5. I mean, hell yeah. Let's have some fun here. Now, this is kind of your last chance to play a4 here as white. Yeah, I mean, the rook here doesn't look ideal, but oh wow. Knight a3. The hell does that achieve? You want to like bring it out here, I guess. I mean, I'm playing a4. What are you going to do? This? Otherwise, I'm taking here, opening my rook, and that has to be GG. We're just attacking. You've got to play g5, I think. Just practically speaking, to not allow this. Otherwise, I don't see how a takes b3 isn't disastrous. I guess that begs the question though, what do we actually do if they play g5? Sorry, did I say g5? I think I meant b4. g5 is the symmetrically opposite. There we go. Okay, they do play b4, which makes sense, but again, it's all softening up this king. Now, it seems far from unreasonable to suspect that rook c8 piles on even more pressure. I mean, this was kind of part of the idea of the whole attack, is that we've got this c-file here. My king is just sitting there, honestly safe as hell. Okay. Okay, do I sack a rook? My immediate intuition is to sack a rook, because then, okay, the bishop moves. I don't know why I've allowed this. I just assumed we'd be able to sack a rook, but actually, why would I do that? Honestly, if I get my bishop here, and then play king e7 so there's no checks, sorry about the wind issues if there are any right now, I'm just gonna wait. Okay, you know what, it's not even worth thinking, because my bishop pair is far too important to me. Now, I want king e7, but I just think that like we're susceptible to checks. Right, here's what we do. Here is what we do. We play bishop g5, Why? To get on this diagonal, so that I can play king e7 without being susceptible to checks along this diagonal, so that we can then swing the other rook across. We can also maybe put the queen on e3 to really infiltrate. And with the queen on e3, that would potentially be a very multifaceted threat, with the idea of supporting bishop e4, winning. Okay, well, that's just annoying. Yeah, I mean, that's just annoying as hell. We do have f5, though. Why not? I mean, why not? We could effectively pre-move this. It's going to hit the queen. Absolutely give me that. Absolutely give me that. Opponent blunders into the pin here, and it's just too beautiful. It's just too beautiful. Honestly, though, if they hadn't made that blunder, I know this game has been anything but accurate, but we're going to finish it in style here. We're going to finish it in absolute style. Maybe even like sacrificing a pawn on here to open up this, or I don't know. Okay, we don't actually have to take this, which is kind of a, you know, that's the sexy thing to do here. That's the sexy thing to do here. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. When you've got the pin, you don't have to cash in too early on the pin. Okay, we should probably, you know, cash in at some point, though. We have check. Okay, let's go for this. This is ridiculous. But this is still pinned. They do move the king, but again, it's still pinned. What the hell? Here? Oh, hold on. Just not even taking the queen. This is romantic. You can't use the queen to defend this. What are you going to do to defend this? Oh my flipping... The A-pawn, boys. It's the A-pawn. You take this, we don't even take the queen. It's checkmate. Shahmat, as the Persians say. The king is dead. The king is trapped. The king must bow its head to our beautiful black queen right here. Oh... Get out of my face. Okay, so here we are in the analysis. It wasn't exactly the greatest game of all time. 85% accuracy. We did make quite a few mistakes here. With an opening mistake, built quite a nice advantage, let it slip away, and then, of course, the opponent blundered, and we punished it fantastically, may I say. Right, let's go through that game quickly. I say quickly because I need to get home. It's like 1 in the morning right now. Let's turn on the Masters database. Okay, here we go. Here we go. A little Alekhines defense. Oh, I literally forgot this was an O'Sullivan gambit. Obviously, this was a mistake. Okay, it's also, by the way, not a mistake. It's a book move. It is definitely a mistake, though. It's a horrible move. It's a horrible, sort of crappy opening. You can see plus 2.3 here. This was a decided mistake. So that takes down our sort of, that's one mistake excused away. Our opponent just retreated all the way, which was insane to me. We took, and then did we outpost the knight? We outposted the knight, although it's not technically an outpost because they can kick it with c4. Anyway, they move the bishop. We attack the queen. We pick up the pawn. They go back, and okay, yeah, I forgot how weirdly they played this opening. But as I say, we definitely let it slip away. Was this the best move? Tell me. Okay, not the best move, but not entirely dubious. Because we take. Knight here wasn't great. We could have just castled. And if you go here, then I guess we could just do this after. Yeah, and then, you just have to take back here, and we could pick this up. Maybe even going with the queen, honestly, but going in here to try and play some kind of queen d6 idea might make sense. So, okay, this was a bit premature, but it was still a reasonable idea. They took here, I played rook f8. This, things weren't going wrong here. I could have played bishop back, which I don't understand at all. Maybe it was just to play queen e3, which would have made a lot of sense to try and get the queen more involved. But okay, we took a bit of a slow approach. They took... I pushed the pawn, but I should have gone rook c8. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't go rook c8 earlier. I went for this idea before. I saw both ideas and then just kind of gave them the time to get their knight sorted out to allow this kind of fork here. Although, in fact, they should have forked straight away, because if I'd taken here, then I guess I'd lose my queen. So rook c8 earlier would have made more sense. But, okay, we go rook c8 now. And then sacking, okay, yeah, this is where we then gave away our advantage, as you can see, to the graph. So this kind of makes sense. Nothing really too surprising in this analysis. Queen c7. Why the hell did I not play queen c7? No, genuine question. Who let me not play queen c7? That is ridiculous. I can't believe I didn't see queen c7. What is wrong with me? I was thinking about taking and then playing queen c7. Like, that was remotely a good idea. Anyway, we sacked. We then went back, which actually allowed our opponent to really kind of re-establish some stressful stuff. But yeah, bringing the rook to here to not allow the queen in here would have made sense. They go queen here, though. I hit him with a little f5. They're supposed to unpin, of course. However, bang. You put enough pressure on with the bishop pair. Opponent shouldn't have made that mistake. However, it was worth it now for the continuation that we went with. They moved the rook, and the best move... Queen e3, best move, not even taking the queen, the absolutely boss move. They go here, mate in 5. We find it. we find it. The illusion of this queen's domain is absolutely shattered by our pin here with the bishop. They move the king, and this is just awful. I mean, it says blunder, but it went from mate and 4 to mate and 4. I don't think there was any... Okay, it says blunder, but rook d2 would have just led to this, and you still can't take. So, and we could still play a3. But yeah, they retreat first. Bang. Bang. They take our bishop. Oh, free queen. Checkmate. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully the audio wasn't too bad. Hopefully I didn't clickbait this video too hard with being at the library at 1 a.m. Although I'm actually at the library at 1 a.m. Okay, it's not quite 1 a.m. It's like half past midnight, as you can see. As you can see, my girlfriend as well. Hello, Jess, if you're watching. There's no way Jess is watching. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with more content soon. I'm revising quite heavily for my exams at the moment, so the channel is a bit of a backseat. However, in the summer, probably early June, I will start going absolutely crazy. We're talking probably a video every other day, maybe a live, like 2-3 live streams a week at least, about 9 million shorts a day. Expect big things from this channel, but in the coming months, I do appreciate your patience if I'm not as regular or dedicated with the content. I have a maths degree to complete. I hope you enjoyed this snack that you were just eating while watching this video. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.